Okay, guys, so what would be your top tip for dealing with staying at home? It's been a while now, but it may well continue for some time.
I think the key is finding a routine and getting some structure into your life. So you've got a purpose to get up for something each day. And it might mean that you speak to your friends at a certain time, you do your schoolwork at a certain time, or you do some exercise at a certain time. I think that's been the key thing for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I just find that having a routine, whatever it might be in your day, is key, because as human beings, we like having routines. We're used to doing something at a certain time each day. So having something in your day that gives it structure just makes the time go a little bit quicker.
I think, yeah, structure is really important while you're at home, obviously, and routine. When it comes to fitness, it's probably quite a good time now to really set yourself some goals and targets, because most of us these days probably got slightly more time to think about these things. So probably a good time, as I say, to set some goals and follow them through.
And Rob, what would you say about nutrition? Because there's obviously the fridge is there.
Yeah, there's a lot of temptations. You're at home, however, you're not going out as much, so you haven't got the external temptations of going to coffee shops, sweet shops, and all the other things that are out there. Definitely, there's more time to be able to prepare food and get the right kind of nutrition into your body. But like the guys say, it's about routine. So if you can set out and plan your meals a little bit, then that really helps to give that routine and structure, so you know what's coming next, and that can potentially will then help you to stop from snacking and that kind of when you're not really thinking about the food that you're eating and when you're eating. So yeah, having a bit of structure and support and routine around it, that's absolutely key.
Okay. So let us
I wasn't sure that question at the beginning to Rob was a little bit like, so Rob, basically, you're spending a lot of time in the fridge.
Yes, it was.
So can you tell us about that?
It's actually the larder cupboard that I spend most of my time in.
Because do you know what, Rob? We have a problem with the fridge.
I'm basically eating out at house and home.
Yes. Yeah. And how have you been exercising over this time? How have you managed to keep up your fitness?
I've been going daily walks. Got to take the dog out, so I've been doing that. I've also been doing some yoga videos online just to keep some flexibility. Finding a lot of time is sitting down, so that's obviously helping keep my back and areas that I find are weaknesses for me a little bit more supple.
Brilliant.
I've been cycling. I haven't cycled since I was about 11 years of age, so that's been a nice thing to reconnect with getting on the bike. I go for a long bike ride every afternoon. But I think also, and Katy touched on it there, by doing yoga, Pilates, doing something that you haven't done before and focusing on something where you potentially have got a weakness or where you can find some major improvements. And I think the whole thing with lockdown, whether it be the exercise part or cooking, is learning a new skill. You might as well take this opportunity and this time to learn something new.
Yeah, and I've been putting in a lot of mileage on my indoor bike, and lifting quite a lot of weights, simply because I find that helps my mental health, because having two young boys at home, I think otherwise I would definitely go stir crazy. So it's quite important for me to keep my fitness going.
No, I'd reiterate what the guys have said. I'm doing more walking, so I take the dog out for walks. I actually train with a backpack on, so I take weights on there as well, because I'm trying to re-strengthen my leg after my op a few weeks ago. And like Anthony, lifting weights, I use my indoor bike. I mean, we're quite blessed here because we've got the gym, so we've got weights, we've got a row machine. So getting out and just doing stuff like that, just from a mental health point of view, those endorphins are absolutely key. So I would go stir crazy.
I think the big thing for us as well, we've got 3 teenage girls at home, and we've all been competing with each other for time in the gym. So it's actually, we need to book in, but it's been brilliant to actually work out with them. Working out with your kids is brilliant, and so we've done a lot of that. I've been doing yoga like Katy, which I've never had time for, so 3 times a week online yoga has been brilliant. And we put the pool up, so as of yesterday I was in the pool with my feet tethered or my waist tethered, and I'm in, which is brilliant. So I feel exhilarated now actually for getting back in the water. So yeah, you can adapt.
Did you also find there, Ali, did it sort of relieve some of the paranoia you have, the fact that Rob told you that in the rucksack he carries weights, because I think you thought there was food in there. That he'd empty the fridge and go for what he calls a walk with food.
It's a picnic, and really.
Him and the dog have a lovely picnic. For hours.
I keep complaining how much food I'm buying, and it's there was a reason for it. Now you've probably found out what it is.
Yeah, you better check that rucksack when you.
He keeps telling me, lift it up, see how heavy it is. I don't even check inside.
Yeah. How many Mars bars you got in there?
There's a lot to get to 15k.
Looking, ahead, because I think this is the hardest thing, is we don't know how long this is going to be for. And with the Olympics being postponed until next year, have you ever had to take a long time out of water? And how have you actually overcome it? And what advice could you give to those athletes or to other athletes that have had to stop doing something?
I think you guys probably all well know how well documented my shoulder injury was, and I couldn't use my arm for 6 months. I had what they call brachial neuritis, which is damaged the nerves supporting the shoulder blade. And obviously, needing your arms to swim.
Gonna get the door.
I love lockdown. It's amazing.
I wondered whose house that was then. I'm like, someone's got something. It's not me.
Excuse it.
The postman.
Ali will be happy because he's got a Liverpool football club top on. So Ali will be happy.
He's come a long way.
Yeah, I know. He's walked all the way. It's amazing.
On his way home.
It's quite ironic, really, because on the back of his top it says "You'll never walk alone," but he was. So. The irony of it all. Sorry, Ali's now getting the dog a carrot because the dog gets a carrot.
I've got a funny Liverpool clip. I'll have to send it to you.
That's the other thing, is the home delivery of ASOS. The kids are spending like
crazy. So Katie, you were telling us about your shoulder.
Yeah, so my shoulder injury, I couldn't use my arm for 6 months. So instead of letting that deter me at the time, I did get in the pool every day and just kick for 6 months solid. I had my arms by my side. Obviously, practicalities at the moment, we're not allowed in pools, we're not allowed in those spaces. So I think it's about finding something that you can do, something that maybe is sport related, so you can have that adaptability, so when you do come back into the pool it's a bit more functional. And just keeping your core strong, your shoulders tight, working on maybe the smaller muscle groups that you don't perhaps give yourself time for normally.
Yeah.
I've spoken to a lot of the guys, a lot of the swimmers on the British team that were getting ready for the games this summer, and clearly, like the whole of the world in sport, they're gutted that it's been postponed, but it has been postponed, and it's been postponed for a year for everybody. So it's like individuals are not alone. It's the same for everybody, and these things do affect everybody in the same way. But it's a question of, as Katie says there, finding what you can do and focusing on, okay, I can't do that. And rather than dwelling on what you can't do, it's focusing on what you can do and realising that some of the things that you can do will actually benefit you more in the long run. And also on the mental side, just staying positive really and focusing on what your goal is. I, like Katie, have had injuries in the past, and you might be out for anything from a week, Katie had there, for 6 months. And it's sort of, and we all get down and we all have this little voice, that's the negative voice, but it's always sort of listen to the positive voice and try and focus on the good things, the things you love, the things you enjoy, and the reason why you do them.
I think as well, if you can write down the good things, that will obviously help you as well, because you're just confirming that affirmation of something really positive.
Yeah, that's a great idea, actually. Go on then, tell us, have you actually done anything new? Well, any new hobby, new activity, something you've actually not had time to do and you've started doing?
Well, I've started cycling. I've been cycling a lot. I mean, a lot. An hour and a half every
once
day.
A day, yeah.
Once a day, and I love it. I think I feel like being a kid again. The fact that you're on. I never rode a bike as a kid, and one of those things that you never forget how to ride a bike. And just going, so I'm going to kind of give you a sense of freedom. You're getting the exercise, you're getting the fresh air, and I'm getting to see parts of where I live that I've never seen before.
Yeah, true.
And what I did do the other day, which actually still I can't believe, and it still freaks me out, is that I live right on the seafront, and it's 7 degrees in the sea, and I actually got in for a swim the other day.
Wow.
I lasted about 10 seconds, but I got in for a swim.
I'm most envious of that, to be fair.
And have you done it since?
No, but but I'm going to get in tomorrow because I've seen some guys. There's a guys down here where I live in Essex, down in Leigh-on-Sea, called the Red Caps. And the Red Caps, the reason why they're called the Red Caps is because they wear a red swimming hat. But they're an open water swimming team, and they get in every day. And I've seen from young to old people getting in, lots in wetsuits, the majority in wetsuits, but some others who I sit here on my balcony going, the utmost respect to you, first of all. Secondly, I think I might have to go in and get some of them out and rescue them. Oh no, they're in there for half an hour at a time, and it blows me away. So I have no excuse, and I will get in tomorrow. Good. For you, Ali.
Yes.
I'll get in tomorrow.
Video that, will you please?
You need proof of this, I think.
Yeah, I want proof.
I'm going to go more than 10 seconds. 11. 11
progress. There's still progress.
And have you done anything new, exciting this time? Or I know you've got the 2 boys and everything. So
well, I've made Charlie manage to do a chin up.
And Charlie's how old?
He's just turned 5 last weekend. Yeah.
Awesome.
And in terms of when I've been getting bored, when I was out in the garden the other day, I stuck a post in the ground, got a load of agility rings, and stood all the way at the other end of the garden. And after about 45 minutes, managed to actually get one on. The rest of them were going in next door's garden and everything. But yeah.
So you're going to practice that, are you? Until you get it right.
It's a 50-odd foot garden, so it's quite fun.
Did you? If you got one on there, what was your treat? Did you get a bit of cake, or did you get a goldfish or something? I mean, what was it?
No, it's really sad. I was just happy to get it on.
Personal achievement.
Funny enough, I bought a hula hoop because I was thinking of things that we can do, and none of us can hula hoop.
Have you got the right hoop? Because it's all about the hoop.
Well, I don't think I have because I haven't managed it yet.
It is quite a small one.
Honestly, so. I'm not even going to get them to record it, although they have. But yeah, I'm trying to master that.
You won't be joining the circus anytime soon, then, no.
Yeah, it's all in the hips, isn't it? Yeah.
Have you have you done lots of baking? Any cooking tips? Go on, give something quick and easy that you think.
I've tried, but I've had quite a lot of failures. Cooking's not my forte. Oh. I found a really nice recipe for millionaire shortbread, but it's a gluten vegan free one, so I might try that again.
Oh yes, can you send it?
Nice.
Out of the way. This is a bit of a write-off.
I've been making lemon drizzle cake and banana bread simply because they're very easy. I don't have to do I haven't got quite into icing quite yet, but I mean ultimately, like the internet's full of different ideas and different recipes. It's just like being a swimmer. I'm very good at taking instructions, so I basically just go, okay, what do I do? Okay, that, and you just put everything and mix it up. And then just follow the instructions, and hey presto, all of a sudden you find yourself being a baker.
Yeah. I think that's where I'm going wrong, because I normally just throw it all in and hope for the best.
Can't do that with sweet stuff. I tell you one thing that's helped me with having the kids home as well is that we've actually sat down at the beginning of each week and planned our meals together. So the routine is I shop and I know what I'm getting and they know what they're having, and then we take turns in cooking, so they can cook a meal one night and then we will, and then that's sort of all part of the team. So it's getting everybody involved, and that takes a lot of the stress away from just the one person who would do it. So,
is there any particular child that when they're cooking, you go, might be hungry tonight?
Well,
Rob.
I know he's the best cook.
Oh, I know he is.
No, we pair up. We pair up with those that need help. Put it that way.
Very good,
but the youngest one is probably the most competent, actually. So.
Yeah, Izzy would like to be a chef when she gets older. Yeah, that's kind of the...
Okay, take it away from that. How do you relax? How do we relax? We're all wired up, aren't we?
How do we relax, Anthony?
Well, I'm going to start with the yoga. I've actually turned my bedroom. I've got candles and lots of soft lighting, and then the yoga I do in there. It's like a meditation state, really. Oh God!
So when you just started saying that, I was like, "You could be saying this?" Or
I'm just recording.
Oh, scrap that. Katy, how have you been relaxing? You've got a 1-year-old at home.
Well,
yeah, scrap that.
Yoga. I've been putting candles in my room.
What does Scott say when it?
Don't fart near those low flames.
Oh God, should we let's scrap that question.
Has anybody, I don't think, maybe out of all of us, I think Rob is maybe a reader, I don't know, but I started reading, not a lot, but I started reading a bit, and I find it quite interesting, funny enough.
It's escapism as well, actually, isn't it? You get out of the...
Yeah, I found that, so I'm doing a nutrition course at the moment, so I'm doing that. It's kind of relaxing, but equally it's quite in-depth. I like to watch a film, and that's probably my best way to relax, is by watching a movie and just being able to switch off from everything, or even getting out for a walk. Really enjoy that as a good way to relax, really.
Actually, I think there's a jigsaw, with jigsaws, obviously, I've got to say that because everybody's been doing jigsaws. I think my eldest is on her 5th jigsaw now. I think I've done a few, and Rob still hasn't completed his first.
I got fed up with it. There's a lot of flowers in it, and I just got fed up. I was like, "Do you know what? Can't bother."
So basically, it was the subject that put you off. You weren't.
It was like there were like 4 pieces to it, but I just got fed up partway through.
I actually read a book on the brain a couple of months back now. It was very interesting. I had to read it about 3 times because I couldn't
understand.
Couldn't soak it. It was very complicated, despite being an easier one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I quite enjoyed that.
Excellent.
And it's part of that learning.
Moving on then, what is the first thing that you're going to look
back to you down?
What are the first thing you're going to look forward to when the restrictions are lifted? What are you thinking? Oh, I can't wait to do that. I want to do that one.
And you can't say McDonald's.
No.
Mine's a 4-letter word.
Swim.
Golf.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have you not got a simulator?
No, I actually.
Use your balcony as a driving range.
Is what? Sorry.
Use your balcony as a driving range.
Yeah.
That's a very good.
Red caps.
That would work. Apart from when I open the balconies, every balcony's got glass.
Oh.
Yeah.
So,
you could practice your swing though, couldn't you?
I have been practicing the swing on the balcony, but basically what I do is on my driveway downstairs. This is really geeky. I get a bit of AstroTurf, which is a golf bit of AstroTurf, and you put balls on it, and they're balls that have got holes in them, so they don't fly very far.
Yeah, Rob's got one of them. Yeah.
And then I put a target further away, and then I've been practicing my chipping.
Do you know what? We've been doing exactly the same thing in our garden as well. I've had my clubs out, I've got the AstroTurf, and I've been out practicing my golf swing.
See? Golf's an easy one. You can practice the putt and other bits and pieces. But, yeah, golf would be my thing.
But yours is golf. Yeah, what about you?
Everyone else?
I can't wait to get in the water.
Yeah.
I don't really care where it is at the minute, whether it's a lake, a pond, whatever.
Don't you live near the sea?
She does.
Yeah, but not as close as you.
And
It's a form of exercise.
And what are you looking forward to?
So just before the lockdown come in, for the month before it, I'd started taking Charlie to a snooker hall. And obviously he's quite small, and the table's obviously huge, so he can't properly reach. He has to stand on a box, but he started quite enjoying it. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to going back to do. I mean, it's a bit of he's learning some slightly more colourful language than I'd like from the other patrons, but it's all life lessons, isn't it? So yeah.
Rob?
So one of the things that I'm really looking forward to is, because it was your birthday during lockdown, is to go out for dinner.
It's
a
so
really
romantic.
sad soppy answer, but I'm really looking forward to
Did you write that down before she asked you that?
I didn't even write that. That's
brownie
lovely.
points. That is right there. That's a ticket away for a weekend somewhere.
Through this whole Q&A, Rob's been waiting to get that one in. Right there.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, just to finish on then, just give us one piece of advice to a young swimmer who's missing swimming and their teammates. How are they going to get through the next however long? One piece of advice.
Like we're doing now, just get together if you can and have a chat, because it's good for the soul. It makes you feel connected with people, and also, if you're feeling sort of scared or lonely or empty on those kind of feelings, if you share them, everyone's in the same boat. So I think if you share those thoughts and feelings as well, you'll probably find a lot of people are like, yeah, I feel like that too, but you get through it together better.
Yes.
I think people will find that the little things that maybe annoyed them before aren't so important. And the little things or the simple things in life, like hanging out with your friends, not necessarily doing some big event, just hanging out and just being together and enjoying each other's company will become much more of a, will mean so much more.
Yeah, ultimately we are people, and as humans we like that human contact, as Katy said, and that kind of tribalism and that team. If you can still contact people, whether it's over FaceTime or whatever you want to be able to use, it's really important because you have a laugh and it's good for your soul. And
well, these little chats that we've had has been really good because we've just come away feeling smiling and happy. But I continue with Katy. I think writing things down, because we may not be able to voice what we're going through, but you can actually write how you're feeling, and you will be surprised at how many other people do feel the same way. So don't feel shy about talking to somebody. There's so many people out there that don't do it, but talk, and it won't be forever.
No, we're all experiencing the same thing. We're all shut in. We all can't do the things we love and want to be doing. So yeah, just do what you can, really.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. Done.
Awesome.
Stop
Love
recording now then anyway, but that's brilliant. See, we've done it. How long did that take?